AKAPADers, my Wildstormers. I'm Peter A. DeLuca here. I'm your host. Are you ready to go into a journey of another comic book, a Marvel comic, a Fantastic Four comic, a Black Panther comic, a Wildstorm comic, a Jim Lee comic? Now, why are we talking about this today? Why is this significant? Other than the Black Panther clickbait. But I was researching, I was thinking about just Black Panther renditions, just approaches to the Black Panther, just the proportionality of the character, the environment, the setup, the rest of the issue. And you know what came to mind? Repeatedly, is this effing issue. I feel that this is the single best Black Panther issue in the entire history of the known world. In the history of Wakanda, the history of Atlantis, there is no other comic that's a one-off, that you can read as a one-off, that gives you as much as this does, as well as it does. Let's hit that drawing table. Here we go, AKAPADers. We just got some water and some grape, some grapey grape in here. Let's get into it. Jim Lee, Fantastic Four. As you guys know, I'm an artist as well, so my opinions here, well, they're the greatest opinions of all time, because I am in the drawing game every single day. Just to my left and just to my right are, it's just like, see, endless drawing supplies. Because we're at my drawing table. But thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. Now, first, I just gotta get into how much I absolutely love this cover. This might be, just when it comes to anything non-Image or Wildstorm Direct related, this might be my favorite Jim Lee Marvel cover. This even supersedes any of his X-Men work. Why? Because we got the Fantastic Four logo that is uncentered. Right, I mean, it's very the alignment of this logo. It's just not balanced. But I mean, we have plenty of this curvy crackle. The green, which actually pays off at the end of the book. The green coloring is awesome. I mean, we have 5 characters, all perfectly placed out. Like Jim Lee always uses a little bit of a triangulation or diamond. And look, we're showing off the star of the comic. We got Black Panther front and centered. I don't know, people. I mean, I even love how Reed's arm just like stretches. Like it's almost like working as a speed line almost. I love that they clipped out the O and the U for Reed's head. It's so much there. And look, we have the trifecta, the greatest band on the planet: Jim Lee, Brandon Choi, Scott Williams. Now, outside of other commentators, I think Brandon Choi is amazingly talented. I think he's the Tom Clancy of this era when it comes to like a militarized version, militarized heightened version of superheroes. Brandon Choi knew what the lane was for what they were trying to do. I feel like his contributions to Wildstorm are endless and vast. Majorly overlooked. So let's get into it. So we have a absolute perfect comic book opening. This kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park. It always did, but we have this Wakanda crew. There's one left. Now, keep in mind too, quick side note, Jim Lee's silhouettes in this issue are his absolute best use of silhouettes in his entire career. But we have this Wakanda dude, his friends were killed, he's the last one left, and just this creature comes out of nowhere, freaking kills him, and that's it. You're gone. Now, I love the idea too that they're telling you with this gun that Wakanda, it's almost like savage, right? It's tribal, it's savage, and it's also technologically advanced. Can I say that? And then boom, we're jumping right into the Fantastic Four. This is awesome. I love the transition. I think having the point of view of going through the hand just brings you into a different environment. You're you're in a different place within one page turn. And here we have Sarah. She's from the real world. If you watch some of my Wildstorm intros for my live streams, my Wildstorm Wednesday live streams, I have some of her real world episode folded into that intro. But again, awesome. Look, we got Johnny Storm, who's now a celebrity, running away from all the girls. From Toy Biz, also another nice nod. But yeah, he sees the flare, flames on, flies off. But this silhouette, look how detailed this silhouette is. Like I said, the silhouettes are to die for. But yeah, and now we're setting up. Now, this character doesn't pay off until later, but he's someone that's somewhat stalking the Fantastic Four, and we have the Thing. The Thing's just it's straight up being driven around. We got some callbacks to previous issues, and the Thing rips out of a car thinking he sees Alicia. Turns out it's just some regular honey. The fashion for this girl is top-notch. Fur coat, small bag. I mean, like, this girl looks like she's from today with the cowboy boots. Like, awesome. Look at this silhouette. But the girl's, like, all about the Thing in this. She's trying to get his phone number. She's trying to bang him. I love the idea that this version of the Fantastic Four leans into their celebrity. I think far more accurately than even what Youngblood was doing at the time. I think no other book of this era nailed it as well as Fantastic Four did. But yeah, and look at this negative space here. When we pull back the camera, Thing sees the flare. He goes off. Johnny Storm flies into Sue. Now here's the cool thing. I always like Sue's headpiece, and look, check it out too. Like right here, it's part. I guess it's like part video. I don't know, but see, this is the stuff I like because it's just like weird sci-fi stuff. But yeah, so Johnny Storm is wearing a red costume, and as the coloring doesn't exactly sell it. You're kind of in a pickle because it's just like what you do, but he's wearing a red version of his Fantastic Four costume to match these action figures that he just bought. Kind of cool. I don't know why he's buying action figures also in a knapsack, but yeah, so he's supposed to be like flaming down as he's landing. I think it would be way more readable if he was wearing a blue costume, but whatever. But then we have some of the best coloring for the entire book. We have the red lights. You guys know how much I love red lights. Also, shout out to the Scud video game. But yeah, Reed sets it up, does his jargon. Great animatic frame here. But look at this. It's not the Fantastic art yet. It's not yet invented in this continuity. But look at this shot, and this is what I'm talking about with these silhouettes. Also, the two Wakanda fighters coming in. They have a Millennium Falcon arriving at Cloud City scene here, where they gotta send their arrival codes. But this is awesome. I love the transition from this last panel with Ben Grimm's face just like upset or pissed off. To this, it's like, again, we know, like, without reading anything, just visually, we know we're in a different environment. This is storytelling 101, and like, we're kind of rolling with this issue at this point. We still haven't seen the Black Panther until here, but it's there. So we have that intruder from that we teased earlier in the page. He breaks into so one of the Fantastic Four tropes is that there's always people breaking into the Baxter building, but Ben Grimm recognizes them. And keep in mind, we're also dealing with one of the best renditions of Ben Grimm and the Thing in comic book history. It is, like, we get maybe 5 strong issues from Jim Lee with Ben Grimm, and then it kind of starts to skid. But whatever. But say, here we go. Now we build up Wakanda. So before the movie, the reason why the Black Panther was cool because it was almost like a pope within the juice. So like the juice is Wakanda, and the pope is the faith people have in the Black Panther. And because of that, the Black Panther, because of the faith of the people that they have in him, strengthens Wakanda. This is a through line that goes all the way back to the early days of Black Panther. The movie took that and basically injected it with steroids, but here they're very clear on T'Challa's role, his involvement, his royalty. Like, it's awesome that he still prays to the Panther God. He suits up and he's ready to go. I love his headband, and like, he's just wearing a suit. We're still dealing with spandex when it comes to comics right now. Like, everything is techno organic or nanites and so on and so forth. But here we go. I mean, like, people, we have one of the best illustrations of Black Panther ever. The coloring's perfect. I love the undertones, or like just the way that it's almost like it's from the curvature of the muscles, but it's bottom up and it's yellow to represent the flames. But then we have another awesome silhouette here. Reed and Sue, I guess they bang, which is great. Again, good transition, nighttime, daytime. We know we're still in Wakanda. We're rocking and rolling. This is another sequence I always love, because they it's a trick. They use a little bit of like forced perspective, because T'Challa, Black Panther, sees a lizard running, and Reed, we see Reed grab the lizard, and within this panel, okay, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate layers of distance, but you don't know how big the creature is, but he's actually palm size. It's just a great effect. It really is. It's very effective, and I love the design of these. I mean, we kind of see a little bit in the beginning of these Wakanda like masks with it's almost like a chain hairpiece connected to it, but yeah, we go crazy. We start blasting guns. Again, we pull away negative space for the ground that we saw earlier. Great choice. And then boom, we get some explosions. Black Panther is somewhat believed to be dead, but he comes back. I mean, it's almost as if they think the Black Panther is dead when he shows up here, and they don't recognize that he's here. And I think that point was missed. And now keep in mind too, a lot of times like you script and you do your captions as the story marches on. But yeah, I mean, like, we show off the Black Panther sneaking through the jungle, doing jungle things, knowing his way around. Another stellar silhouette here. Keep in mind too, Jim Lee, I feel like, is working with a full script from Brandon Choi. So he's pulling back the camera, he's swinging it around the panel. He's focusing on things. He's doing silhouettes. I mean, essentially, we have almost like 3 straight silhouettes here, but it's critical when you have scripts like that, because they kind of help you visualize the story. So when you draw it, you're making the right choices. Like, that's a little bit of the benefit of a heavier script. A heavier script helps you illustrate. It helps guide you. There's a little bit less thinking. And then boom, they get lured into a vessel. They get shocked, right? Here's that green Kirby crackle payoff I told you about. But yeah, they get sonically shocked, and boom, another amazing silhouette. We're flying off. New environment. Cuckoo-doo-doo-doo. Amazing, just Black Panther illustrations here. But who's talking to him? Reed's like, I heard that voice before. And this is a little bit of what goes into the Wakanda Doom War later, like 15-20 years after this point. But we kind of get this embedded rivalry between Black Panther and Doctor Doom, and it kind of starts here. It starts here that Namor, Black Panther, and Doctor Doom are linked, and that's nothing but a modern day phenomenon. But we have Doctor Doom with the Doombots. I mean, like, if the MCU were to ever introduce Doctor Doom and he's not introduced with Doombots, it's a fallacy. Don't believe it. Run for the hills at that point. But yeah, and Doctor Doom's like, hey, you guys are, thanks for hanging out. You're not going to be alive for too much longer. Blah, 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 blah. Also, too, like, quick side note, I pretty much forgot that some of these issues had this wizard, Heroes Reborn 1/2, platinum cover. And the reason why this is important, because this has Dane Frago's Daredevil Yellow preview pages, and what some of that pitch assignment was, because Heroes Reborn was going to go into almost like a phase 2 or a season 2 or series 2, and it just never materialized. But based on the strength of these issues and what Liefeld was doing with the Avengers and Captain America and Iron Man, the Heroes Reborn Iron Man at that time was the best Iron Man ever was. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but that's why you guys come here. Just on the strength of those, everything with Heroes Reborn was continuing, and it did kind of fall. It fell off the cliff very quickly, but I mean, along the way though, we got a perfect template of how to introduce multiple elements, multiple plot points, set things up, pay things off from previous issues. We're introducing Wakanda, the world of Wakanda, the culture of Wakanda in a perfect way. This version of the Black Panther can walk into any universe and exist. I think Jim Lee's really drawn. I mean, it just nailed the character, and we see Black Panther from all different angles. Perfectly nailed, perfectly illustrated. All right, people, thanks for hanging out. And we're back, AKAPADers. I have to be honest, I love talking to all of you about comics. I like sharing some of my insight, my perception, what I think is real, what I think is not, what's important, what's not. If you want to lend a hand, right there, subscribe, support, leave a comment. I love comments. Comments help grow this channel. Whatever. Do whatever you guys feel like doing. Until next time.